Humanity is so done for, man. So done for. We're cooked. So many crazy so many crazy topics to talk about today. People are just like changing their defense of Hasan. Every time a new thing comes out, they're gonna defend that, and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It started with, oh, it's not a shock collar. No, it's just a tracking collar. And the dew claw got stuck. And then it went to, oh, well, it's just a vibrating collar. And now I'm seeing people everywhere saying, actually, a shock collar is not bad at all. It's actually a good thing. It's a great way to train your dog. Insane. And it gets even more insane than that. I just don't know it. Because we have gone beyond that in the news. And also, we got to talk about some weird AI stuff that's happening. And some stuff about brainwashing that Charlie's going to talk about. And then we're going to talk about the future of humanity. And it's going to be really, really dark. But I think I'm probably going to disagree with it about halfway. But we'll see. We'll see what they got to talk about. So let's just jump into it, man. I made a new screen here so I could have a little box. So I wouldn't be so in the way and so big on the screen. I felt like it was weird that I was always bigger than everybody. So here we go.
Welcome back to a series so jolting. Even Zapdos subscribed.
That's crazy.
In today's video, Hasan is now claiming that the internet is ruining his dog training. He's getting mad at his...
How? How does the internet... We do not have contact with his dog. The only thing that would be ruining his dog training is him.
Dog for taking 2 steps and being unable to electrocute her. XQC has responded, absolutely destroying Hasan.
Of course.
Hasan claims all observable evidence proves that he's innocent. Level 99 delusion.
Also, like, I don't care if he's innocent or guilty in this situation. He immediately made himself guilty because he lies about so much, man. And he's pro-terrorism. So, like, I'm not gonna cry about it.
He's in full gaslighting mode, pointing to his dog sleeping as an indication that she's happy. Jellywig is back and masterfully dodging any criticism of Hasan. More clips have surfaced of Hasan pressing a button when Kaya moves from her bed. Asmongold has
wow. Okay. Well, that's definitely doesn't look good.
Responded. League streamer Kadril has given his take on Collargate. Random streamers are defending Hasan out of nowhere.
And a bunch of people that you wouldn't think are totally canceling Hasan or canceling Hasan. Apparently Pokimane refuses to say his name or something. I don't know.
Subscribe to learn common sense values like don't shock your dog.
Let's up those numbers!
Yeah!
Recap time. It all started.
Jelly!
When Hasan apparently used Thunderbolt on his dog.
Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
Then he claims her dew claw got stuck. Then he puts tape on the collar, claims it's only for vibration. Then he says shock collars are actually a good thing. XQC and Penguin Zero cook him. Valkyrie, iDubbbz, and his orbiters all defend him, ignoring reality. More clips surface, proving he did actually reach.
It's crazy how we've got to this point where we know who's who and who's on what side based on what we think Hasan did to his dog. That's a crazy level that we've gotten to.
For a remote when he claimed it was a Zin, and that brings us to today.
Do we see him pop a Zin, or did he immediately forget that he was gonna put in a Zin? I don't know about that one.
Hasan is now claiming the internet is actually ruining his dog training because they're forcing him to not shock the dog on stream.
Yeah, how about that?
Haters want you to be reactive to the dog, which is the #1 thing you don't do. Caesar Milano South Park literally had an episode about this. I know. My haters are causing me to be more reactive.
But wait, doesn't Caesar Milan, doesn't he interact with bad dogs that need training because they're bad? Is Kaya a bad dog and needs shock training? Doesn't seem like it to me. It seems like he's just using his dog, training his dog to be a prop.
To my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction, train her into thinking that she can just like get my attention by crying in the background. Okay.
What? What? What the? Okay. So you're upset that you can't use a shock collar now? Because people are mad at that? Here's an idea. How about you just don't have your dog on stream anymore? That'd be probably the best thing you could do.
Which is bad. But what are you going to do? Fuck, I'll just destroy all of the training that I've worked very, very hard on to reinforce now that, you know, the entire internet thinks I'm abusive unless I, you know, let my dog do whatever she wants and then run the show like this.
Be more reactive, he says. You mean like responding when your dog yelps and cries instead of calling her a spoiled baby?
You're being such a baby.
Also, he blames the internet for destroying all of his training. First off, didn't you admit that you sent your dog away to get trained with shock collars with that trainer? So you didn't even train her. Second off, wow, dude, it is so hard to sit there and press a button that electrocutes your dog. You're really going through like a Naruto training arc here, man. That is so hard. I mean,
I trained my dog with a kind of negative reinforcement, I guess, by snapping. I snap at my dog. But guess what? I also snap when I want her to come to me. Like, it's just, I use the snap for attention. It's not even really like a no, it's like, hey, listen to me. I'm saying a thing to you. It may be good, it may be bad. I may be going no. Or I may be going, come on, let's go.
maybe for the dog. Like, the dog is in hell here, fighting for its life, trying to get a sip of water, trying to move an inch. Meanwhile, Hasan is the one suffering, apparently, because Kaya decided to take one step off the bed, right? He's the victim here. So then he gets mad at Kaya for moving from her place again, but this time, he can't actually electrocute her because he's on stream and everybody is waiting for him to mess up again, so he's very frustrated.
I have a good friend of mine that used to be Van's producer back in the day.
Yeah, why would he be so frustrated if he's not using a shot collar? Like, I'm still not 100% on him using a shot collar, but still, like, everything about it fucking stinks.
Back when he was in the look, see, spot training is already failing because I already let her fucking.
Why'd you let her? What are you talking about letting her? That doesn't make any sense. What are you letting her do?
I already let her do whatever she wants now. See, this is how it works, okay? She expands on the readily available confines, okay? Do you see that? Thank you, haters. You have successfully ruined. You have, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you this dub.
Okay, we win, I guess. He's not going to use a shot collar anymore.
Dogs are like kids. They push boundaries.
Well, you heard him. Dogs are like kids. You should be using shot collars on your dogs.
And then
you should be using shot collars on your kids is what he was saying right there.
IG, I saw they were mad at content creator touched their plants too hard, that they were abusing the plant. The internet is now full of concerned citizens. This controversy was like catnip. I know.
Bro unironically said, expands upon the readily available confines. Brother, you are a psychopath. He legitimately thought that actually sounded normal. Oh no, guys, my prisoner is freaking moving in her cell. Oh my god.
Yeah, like, does he think that's normal? Even if it is normal, do you think that's good? What the fuck are we doing here, man? If my dog wants to get up and walk over there, she can get up and walk over there. I don't even know where she is right now. I mean, she's in this room somewhere. I just can't see her. And I don't care because I know she's not doing anything that's bad.
He's expanding the confines.
Now she is. She's chewing on herself.
By taking one step. Oh my god, dude. Let her move. I actually feel so bad for her. And I can't get over how this guy's actually crying that, oh, my spot training is actually failing, guys. She decided to move once in 8 hours. And the worst part, I can't even thunderbolt her. I mean, I guess that's like a dub. We sort of made him reconsider shocking her a couple times, I guess. You should thank us. Thank us for showing you that you're not treating your dog well. Also, I love how he can't reach for the remote, so instead he just gives her the absolute death stare. Like, Kaya, get back to that spot, or I'm upping it to level 10. Pikachu, use Volt Tackle.
The death stare, I don't think is a problem. I don't think looking at your dog as same with a kid that's doing something bad. You look at them like, and then they quit doing it. But you don't look at your kid like that whenever he's wanting to get up after he's been laying down for hours upon hours upon hours. That's holding somebody prisoner.
You can hear the resentment in his voice when he says his dog being unable to move means she's running the show. There's a reason guys like this will never have a cat. They don't understand the value of something they can't make obey them. Permanent victim, like no matter what happens, Hasan.
And like, my dog should obey me. But I'm also not gonna make my dog sit on screen for 6 to 9, 12 hours. I don't know how long Hasan streams. Way too long, way too often, with his dog just not allowed to get up and move. And people are defending him like, oh, the dog gets up and moves around all the time. And then he makes the dog lay back down.
Always a victim. Dog gets shocked. Hasan's the victim, guys. My training is failing. How will he make the tail grabbing? That's a previous clip we found. Someone else's fault, I wonder. I'm guessing he'll just pretend that the mistreatment caught on tape never happened because he can't. I mean, it's the classic thing Hasan and his lackeys do. They just ignore the actual evidence, right? She's doing whatever she wants now, and the dog is just standing there doing nothing. You would think that this dog is like committing a crime or some shit, just like assaulting people out in the streets. Oh, my training is failing. No, she stood up, man. Holy. I spent years inflicting pain on my dog every time she moved. Now my haters have made me nervous to continue inflicting that pain, thus making me worried that my dog will start feeling it's acceptable to move around. My life is so hard. This sounds like a meme, but that's exactly the case.
I don't get how people don't see it that way, because that's the way I see it. Legit. Like, what the fuck what are you talking about here, man? Like, all the people that are defending him on this, they're just fucking evil. Like, straight up, what is going on, dude?
Someone says bro can't train his dog without electrocution, just like he can't win a debate without blatant slander. Nux responds his sound.
Yeah, when you look at everything else that this dude does and what he's about, I mean, this situation just seemed par for the course.
His dog, Hasan, haters are making my dog's life worse. Did he just admit to the allegations in every way except admitting it directly? Basically, yeah. Now, SUC responded, cooking Hasan, thinks that Hasan needs to chill on using the spoiled word when talking about Kaya here. Nobody's spoiled here.
To my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction, train her into thinking that...
Yo, nobody's spoiled here. Nobody. Yo, I've seen spoiled dogs. I've had spoiled dogs. Brother, the dog doesn't move for 10 hours. Then goes for his walk by probably somebody else's. I notice sometimes dog goes missing by energy.
Yeah, I think he means that the dog doesn't do 100% what he wants her to do constantly 24/7. That means spoiled. That's like when you got somebody held in your basement and they keep asking for food over and over again, and you're like, okay, fine, I'll give you a little bit of food. Man, you're so spoiled.
Maybe he lives with somebody walk his dog. Bro, it doesn't get no fucking little play, treat, fucking give me the paw, roll over shit. What the fuck is the other? Spoiled what? I assume that the call.
My dog does all that shit. And she is not spoiled. I do not spoil my dog.
Collar's back on, surely, right? Hopefully, because it's a vibrate only collar that he uses all the time.
Yeah, okay. Like, even if it's a vibrating collar, that creates uncomfortability. And that creates, like, some kind of freak out with pain. And, like, even though it's not actually going to hurt. And he's not using a vibrating collar. He's not. It's either a shock collar or it's not a shock collar. That's where I'm at on this. And I'm leaning toward it being a fucking shock collar.
Is it back? He's using all of them?
This is unbelievable. So the dog moved one time again and bro is crashing out. You have ruined my training, guys. Look, I can't even shock it back into place now. You've ruined my place training. It's all your fault. The internet did this. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, like, oh boy. And like, okay, here's where I am. Let's forget the shock collar thing for just a moment. We're ruining his dog training. because he can't have his dog listen to him while he's streaming because people will freak out. Here's an idea. If you want to train a dog and people are making it hard for you to do it on stream, don't stream as much. It seems like a you problem.
Dude, what a pathetic, power-hungry freak.
Like, you're making your dog's life worse because you stream so much. What are you talking about, dude?
Asserting his control over a defenseless creature here. Also, stop calling that dog spoiled. Moving around is not spoiled. You absolute degenerate freak. It just wants to move, bro. It's a living creature. It can't sit there for 10 hours, man. Holy.
Dogs are like...
So the dog pretty much upgraded from a 1.5 by 4 to the whole room. And this is somehow like the biggest L you can take, really. The dog can move around, and that's really...
kids, they push back.
I'm fine if he's letting his dog run around in the whole room, if that's really what he's doing. But also, don't have your dog on stream, dude. Like, I'm fine with people having their animals on stream. But this guy has made it very clear that he cannot do that.
Boundaries, they push boundaries. And then they... earlier, I saw they were mad at content creator touched their plants too hard.
Yeah, but Chad, the whole point that when the haters are wrong is that you become unfazed by what they do. If he's right and he knows he's right and the haters are stupid, then just continue business as usual.
Yeah.
Whatever he was doing that isn't what people say it is.
Yeah.
Just keep doing that. I don't get it. Just...
yeah, well, why does he keep defending himself so hard? Why do his orbiters defend himself so hard? Why do all of his deranged fans defend him so hard? Just ignore it.
keep doing whatever you were doing already. What's wrong with it if he's not doing that?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good point. If he wasn't doing the shock... I mean, I already made that point earlier, but yeah, that's a great point. If he wasn't doing all the things we were saying he was doing, why do you have to change everything? Just keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely caught him there. So if Hasan actually believed he wasn't doing something wrong, he would continue with the same behavior, right? But he knows he effed up, and that's why he's trying to stop doing that behavior now, at least on camera, right? And it seems like everybody was right about him, but he still can't admit it, right? He can't explicitly say it, but he's just blaming the internet, saying, oh, because of you guys, I can't even reinforce my fucking zap this dog. And you can probably see the cogs in his head like, oh, I just want to zap it so bad so I can just go back and sit on
It feels good to zap the dog.
that man. But no, you can't do that anymore. You're being hyper-analyzed now, buddy. And I find it so ironic he calls the dog spoiled. Buddy, you are the spoiled person. You're a literal nepo baby, and you do nothing all day but scream at your chat. But apparently the dog is spoiled for wanting to move. We got a brand new Hasan meme, cooking his dog. Haters are making my dog's life worse. How could this happen to me, guys? How could this happen? Spoiled is lots of treats, going for walks all day, lots of space to roam around. In fact, that's not even spoiled, that's normal pet stuff. Spoiled is not forcing the dog into a corner and shock it if it wants to walk around and traumatize it by yelling all day. I mean, a Hasan stream is already like a maximum level torture. The shock is probably a relief, you know? The dog is probably secretly hoping the shock fries its ear canal so it doesn't have to listen to fucking Hasan, dude. Nepo baby calling a dog spoiled, how ironic. He's literally projecting on the dog. You can't be serious. Stupid dog, you made me look bad. And this is from Courage the Cowardly
Okay.
Dog Goated
All right.
Show. Moving on to Hasan saying that people are ignoring all observable evidence. I can't.
Well, the observable evidence at this point is you changed everything, and you're blaming your change in everything, your dog not being able to be trained how you want it to be on the internet. It's crazy, huh? That's crazy. Just keep doing what you were doing, bro. What's the problem?
This guy lives in another dimension. Hasan claims the drama is only happening because people are ignoring observable reality and readily available evidence. Okay,
Yeah, we see what the readily available evidence is.
let's see this evidence then.
Yo, this dog shot collar nonsense getting out of hand, but I just came from a YouTube video that was strictly about indie video games. The comments are full of comments about the incident. What can you do? The greatest antidote to slander is observable reality. Okay? Observable reality.
No, well, actually, the greatest defense against slander is to not buy into it, don't change your life, and keep doing the things that you're doing, I mean, you can definitely talk about it, but why'd you have to change everything?
There it is. You can't really get a good angle here. But what do you say? What do you do? I must have shocked her. I must have shocked her to sleep. I wonder how many people have unironically, bro, this shit got mentioned on CS2 ESL cast when someone was tasered. I mean, that's normal. That's how memes work. But
Right, so the evidence is that Hasan's dog is sleeping right now. Therefore, I did not shock her a couple days ago, guys. Observable reality, apparently. This is the equivalent of taking a picture of your girlfriend while she's sleeping after you walloped her on a previous day and gave her a black eye. And then the police show up at your door and they question you about it. And then you go, look, she's sleeping. Look how cute she is. She's sleeping. Look at the observable evidence. I mean, I don't know how else to explain.
Yep. Hasan went over there, punched his dog, knocked it out. Confirmed!
Explain to you how brain dead this actually is, dude. Can you actually, for once in your life, admit some wrongdoing? Can you be truthful for once? You got caught red-handed lying. The evidence is undeniable. We have the exact model, the exact hand movement, the exact reaction, previous patterns of behavior, your own statements, corroborating evidence. Everything is lined up perfectly. You scream guilty from every inch of your body, but apparently she's sleeping, guys. She's sleeping. Look how happy she is. Oh my god, what the heck is...
So there's a few things that Hasan could do at this point. Let his dog roam off camera. Don't even have your dog on camera anymore. Stop with the bullshit lies. Stop with the patterns of the bullshit lies. Because you get what you put out there. And he's going to have to put a shock collar on and shock himself for the internet. And so for us to all laugh at him. That's like the humiliation ritual that'll bring him a little bit back to reality, even though he's never really been in reality. That's what he has to do at this point for all of this to go away. If not, then it's gonna keep getting worse because he shouldn't have reacted to all this drama in the first place. Trying to defend himself is what made everything worse. We would have all forgotten about this by now. News cycles and trends don't last this long normally. The internet hates this man because he's demonic.
This. Then he continues with that logic and says that because he treats his dog nicely sometimes, it means he didn't shock the dog. And it didn't literally cry.
And it makes it so much worse when he's posting pictures like, look how happy my dog is. It's like, bro. That's what all of the propagandists do.
Out on that day.
I wonder how many people have actually come in here to be like, yo, this guy's a fucking real monster, huh? Let me go see how he treats this poor dog. And then they come in here and Kai's just like chilling or coming up to me, trying to get on my lap. And then they're like, okay, maybe that wasn't the case. There has to be at least like a couple hundred that have come in here to antagonize initially. And then they're like, you know, I realized that maybe I was dumb. I just want to say I'm sorry. I heard about the stupid stuff you said. Stupid.
A couple hundred retards. Not very many people, man.
Stuff said about you, and I believed it for a minute, but I was wrong. I felt it wouldn't be right if I didn't personally tell you. I just wanted to say that I'm gonna head out now. Hasan, you're a good guy and you have a beautiful dog. Aw, see, there you go. My haters to lovers pipeline, dude. You don't need to say anything, chatter? No, actually, I'm glad the chatter did say that.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, even if that was true, then they'd see all your pro-terrorism shit and be like, well, I guess I'm just completely retarded then.
How much did Hasan pay you to say that? Froggen, get off the alt account. We all know it's you. I can sense the gravitational distortion even from when you type a comment.
Is Frogan still missing? Did Ethan ever end up getting her served?
There is a disturbance in the force wherever you go, okay? That's gotta be like a Hasan orbiter or something. Then he says with a straight face, there is no evidence of him abusing his dog.
Yeah.
No, what? Fucking man. I hate having to explain this every single time. There's no proof that you shocked your dog. There is evidence. Evidence and proof are two different things. Evidence. A thing or set of things helpful in forming a conclusion or judgment. It is helpful in it. Something indicative. An indication or set of indications. The means by which an allegation may be proven, such as oral testimony, documents, or physical objects. Okay. All right. We got a pretty good we've got a pretty good definition of evidence right there. Let's go with proof. Definition of proof: the evidence or argument that compels the mind to accept an assertion as true. The validation of a proposition by application of specified rules, as of induction or deduction to assumptions, axioms, and sequentially derived conclusions. I don't have my glasses on, so that's pretty far away. I couldn't read it. A statement or argument used in such a validation. Basically, oh, okay, I was literally about to say this right here. Proof is essentially just an explanation why something is true. Okay? Okay, we got the difference. Proof leads to something being true. Evidence leads to proof. Or it may not. Evidence may be thrown out and then you have no proof.
The greatest antidote to a faucet of lies is observable reality. Okay? It's funny how he insults others who don't buy what Hasan is selling. I mean, once again, observable reality. Stick around, chatter. You will also probably recognize that you might have been led astray, especially on this. Like, there's an ideological commitment that you can have to assuming that my worldview is horrifying and bad and wrong or whatever. But in terms of maintaining the assumption that like I'm abusive to my dog, there's just
yeah. Now he's like, oh, well, I can't make my dog lay down anymore because people get mad at me. And now that he's changed that and the dog's allowed to roam free in the room, not really in the house, allowed to roam free in the room, he's like, well, the dog is, I'm good to the dog. I am good to the dog. You ruined the training because I can't have my dog be on camera laying down 24/7 so people can look at it as a prop. It's so fucking weird and disgusting. And dude is an actual moron that he even defended himself against this and made everything worse. And like, why would you show the collar? We were telling you to show the collar, and then you showed the collar. Why would you do that? Like, that's just an obvious L. And then you put the tape on it. Like, did he do it on purpose to get people talking about him? I really don't get it. He should have just not said anything and just kept going with what he was doing. It's so weird.
just no evidence to this, and evidence only.
Dude is an idiot.
Oh my god, I'm gonna rip my hair out. No evidence? My last 4 videos have been nothing but evidence. Objective facts.
He needs to say proof because he's an idiot. He does not understand the difference between evidence and proof. Proof would lead it to being true. Evidence is the assumption that could lead you to thinking that it's true.
Does not exist in the Hasan universe. Listen, normally I can just be like, okay, you know, who cares? Hasan is lying again, whatever. But this time it is so blatant with it. It's like he's doing it on purpose to piss you off. It's like he knows what he's doing and he knows that he can say absolutely anything and his cult fan base will just believe it. It seems like there's so many like utter bots, right? Human NPC bots that are actually watching him who fall for this. And this situation is particularly disgusting because we know exactly what happened and they are just lying about it. There's no nuance here. It's just a complete bold-faced lie. Then he says that disproving it is impossible, so he's not even gonna try. Convenient.
Yeah, convenient now that he has been found that he cannot defend himself properly. The way that he should have handled it is what he's saying now. He should have just never done anything and never talked about it.
Like, I like half bought the interview Terrace bullshit after that debate with your former podcast co-host I've turned in daily. This is unfortunately one of the negative consequences of experiencing things only in the immaterial world on the internet. I'm sorry, but animals who are still show affection to their owners. Yes, sure, if you claim so, but there is literally zero evidence for this. Like, disproving this is impossible virtually, right? Like,
I'm gonna lose my mind if I hear him say there's zero evidence of this. We have evidence. The evidence may not be correct, but there is evidence. The proof would mean that it was found to be true. Evidence is things that line up to lead us to have the assumption that it's true. I'm losing my mind.
Disproving a negative is impossible. Having said that, this is the closest you can get to with virtually tens of thousands of hours of documentation. Like, it's very, very difficult to disprove delusions that people have made up.
You got to go through the tens of thousands of hours, guys, in order to find out that this guy is a good guy.
On their minds, but this is the closest you can get to with
I hope somebody does and they find all the pro-terrorism shit that he said.
all of the readily available evidence. There's just like one of the only things that you can actually actively disparage.
Okay, first off, buddy, you had your chance to disprove it. You specifically chose not to because you're guilty and you're a liar, pants for hire. You cannot cry now, okay? Also, second off, there is technically a ton of stuff you could still do to sort of make things right, okay? Obviously, it doesn't change the fact that you mistreated your dog.
Is he going to say the things that I said?
Show the color properly. Tell us why you put tape on it to cover it. Tell us why you didn't respond immediately. Tell us what model the collar is. Tell us why you yanked your dog's tail before. Tell us why—
Yeah, the model of the collar would definitely help if it ends up that it is in fact a vibration only collar.
you defended shock collars and sent your dog to be trained by shock collars, and then tell us why in that very clip you are reaching to the side and Kaya conveniently reacts. And don't say it's Zin this time. That's— nobody's buying that shit. Apparently, guys, Kaya just has a sixth sense for Zin. She just knows when he lays his hand on it, and it automatically like Jedi mind tricks her into responding, right? Conveniently, just happens every time. Who responded, "Stop the gaslighting, we already saw you." And it's Hasan, shocking Ludwig, the actual dog. Kaya's just a
I wonder if Ludwig's ever going to come out and say anything about this. Probably not.
distraction. Jellywig is the true dog. The evidence in question is just like a tape over the thing, bruh. There's no tape according to Hasan fans. There's no electrical tape in Ba Sing Se. Moving on to the living marvel, the only man able to—
oh my fucking god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
stream without a spine, Jellywig.
I look on first time chatters like and all they are is they are just hovering the clip button, and my sole value as a human to them, the only reason I exist on earth is for me to elicit a response that they are looking for to clip. That is—
why are you even saying that? Why are you doing that? You actual retard. Why would you even bring anything like that up? Like, you're trying to cause shit to stir. If you don't want shit to be stirred, don't stir it.
is like, bro, I'm dodging minds. It's 50 people a stream, and they're getting cleverer. I'm getting first time chatters. They pop in. They're like, thoughts on dog collars? and it's like,
don't say it. They can't help themselves but to say the exact thing that we're all looking for them to say. The worst possible thing. Why would— what, do they never learn? Or are they doing this on purpose? Making themselves look like absolute morons? Is that what they want? They want to be humiliated? Do they have a humiliation fetish? I don't get it.
and it's, you know, that didn't come out of the blue. They weren't wondering that shit a week ago. If I could ban Fearbuck in every Fearbuck clone on Earth from my chat, I'd be a happier man.
Right, just for context there, Fearbuck is a Twitter account that clips a bunch of streamers. Am I surprised at Jellywig's response here? No, he is the king of all jellyfish, the king of all spineless creatures, the original dog of Hasan, even before Kaya existed here.
I don't know why he thought he had to say something. I don't get it. I just don't— you could have just said nothing, and everybody would have been like, well, Ludwig hasn't said anything, and then that would have been it. Instead, you choose to be humiliated. I every single time. I don't get it.
This man is a fucking golden retriever.
Now, let me just explain something. People want your opinion because you give a shit ton of opinions on everything else, right? You had a whole commentary channel giving your opinions. Obviously, people are going to ask you about it, right? And I feel like it's not a very complicated issue. It's only complicated because Hasan is involved. Anybody else, it's a very straightforward issue right here, right? All the evidence is on deck. You can just straight up disavow Hasan, be like— or maybe even be like, I like Hasan, but oh, this specific incident here was wrong, right? But the fact of the matter is,
I'm on the opposite side. I don't like Hasan, and I really don't care about the Collargate situation, but I do care about the conversation around it because it's absolutely hilarious, and these people just say the dumbest shit, do the dumbest shit constantly, man. It's like they can't help themselves.
these people are heavily compromised, heavily biased, right? They are good friends with Hasan. He was literally meeting him in public at an event just a week ago. They're on good terms.
Let me clarify, though. If he did use a shock collar, I do not agree with that. You should not be using a shock collar on your dog. I think that should be banned. You wouldn't use a shock collar on your kid. But the fact that people are arguing that, oh, it wasn't, that the fact that there's no, like, actual, real, hardline proof that could get him put in jail or fined or something, the fact there's none of that, I really don't care. I thought he was garbage before, and this is just another drop of the bucket, man.
They apparently play basketball
bucket.
offline with each other, whatever. It seems Ludwig is just fine with terrorist Glazer. So is what it is. His girlfriend also loves Hasan. They have a podcast together. The infamous Hezbollah clip happened on that. Here he is getting mad at the Hasan drama. And apparently he regrets ever making the commentary channel Mogul Mail.
Look, if you're a first-time chatter and your question is like, hey, what is current drama? Like, bro, what do you think about dog collars? Just out of curiosity. Like, bro, even if it's not for you to clip, like, all you're doing is fucking setting up some shit. Like, it's not. Anyway,
Well, they set it up and they got the response that they were looking for, you fucking idiot. Holy shit, dude. And this is what got clipped. And this is what's being shared around. Now everybody's talking about you and calling you an idiot again because you're an idiot. What? Why? Why? Oh, I'm not going to talk about drama. Everybody's wanting me to talk about drama like this Collargate. Like, just you saying it like that, we know what side you're on. We know what you think about it. You could have just been like, either, I don't fucking know, not be so hostile about it, or the best idea would be to just not talk about it at all. Let it go away. And just be like, I have nothing to do with Hasan. This has nothing to do with Hasan. This content has nothing to do with Hasan. I don't want to make content about, with, or for Hasan. That's all you got to do. They cannot do that. Cannot do that.
man. Ludwig, why do you fence it? Sorry. No Hasan, add Hasan to the queue. Bro, I live my life, with the goal of making shit that I think's cool. And I fucked up. I fucked up bad, bro. And the fuck is 2 words. Mogul Mail. Because it felt good. It felt like I was doing good at my job.
I fucked up whenever I did Mogul Mail. You know where else you fucked up? By mentioning Hasan and Collargate. That's where you fucked up. You could have let it all go away and just forget about it. But you can't help but to keep bringing it up.
This video, get millions of views. I feel like I'm doing everything good. But I realize what a fuck up it was now. What a fuck.
And you're still doing it! What are you doing, dude? You fucking retard.
Fuck up it was. To just be in the fucking drama churning sphere.
What are you doing now? Huh?
Why? Because ultimately, like, bro, I'm doing fucking as much research as other people. I'm just like looking up shit for like an hour or two talking about it. And it can be really damaging, man. Like, I made a video talking about it after and I removed the video, but like.
Did you see that in the chat? I hate drama. As Ludwig is sitting here talking about drama again.
Even the Trainwreck's tweet about Mizkif and the video I made about that, like, that was an ass video.
And he brings up more drama again. He just can't help it. He's so cooked, man.
That was just filled with a bunch of lies that Trainwreck said. Made a fucking video about it. Because
when you say stuff like that, that is drama. You are creating drama. Is he doing this on purpose? He has to be.
It's the new hot thing to talk about. And I realize, like, it's also what I would literally complain was bad about YouTube. Like, I would sit there and I'd be like, oh, dude, you know what sucks is Sunny V2 making videos about people's downfall. And then here I am talking about drama du jour as if it matters. And you know, like, whatever, this is fine. I don't like care about this ultimately. This is fine. It's my comeuppance. But I wish I had just stayed the path of just making shit that I like and that I think is cool, because that's what I think YouTubers should do. Instead of fucking getting starry-eyed for views, which is what I was doing, because that, you know, also feels good. And I fell to the allure. But the good news is life moves on.
Does it? Does it, Ludwig? Apparently not, because you just can't move on from talking about drama.
Globe keeps spinning. I still have the opportunity to make things. And I think I made cool things this year. And I think if I keep...
Oh my God. You know what else happened this year? Made cool things this year. What about Burial Cart, Ludwig? Was that cool? Was that situation cool? No, he's not going to talk about that situation because that was involving him doing bad shit. We didn't forget about that.
doing that, then it's like, you know, whatever, 5 years down the road, I think it doesn't matter. 5 years down the road, if I be the person that I want to be, then I'll be closer to being that person.
Yeah, that's a lot of words to say that you just don't want to criticize Hasan. We get it, dude. You're so cool now. You're so above us. You left the drama sphere, so you're so above it all. You're above the toxicity. The second it involves your friends, right? Before that, it's all nice and dandy and you're doing a good thing. You're calling out evil people, right? I'm so sick of these people acting like covering the news is a bad thing. Calling out bad people is somehow bad, guys. It's like going up to judges and going, you only talk about criminals, bro. Be more positive. Like, are you kidding me? It's a job, right? And it's a very entertaining job that a lot of people enjoy. I enjoyed it a ton. Even if I wasn't making videos, I'd still be watching drama content.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this situation quite a bit. That's why I'm talking about it. I enjoy this shit, man.
Because it's fun. It's fun. Sometimes it's sad, like when Hasan shocks his fucking dog. It's entertainment, and you're also doing a good thing by exposing some absolute clowns who deserve to be called out, right? Also, he talks about not doing research. That's a you problem, dude. You wanted to do a commentary channel while also running your other channels, putting on all these events, and doing an entire business with a bunch of other employees. Obviously, you're gonna have a hard time, you know, finding time to actually do research for your videos. Also, you're heavily involved in the streamer space, being heavily biased. You have friends there, you're friends with Hasan as well. Obviously, you're gonna mess up every story you try to cover because you're insanely biased, right? And you're unable to think objectively. We, on the other hand, actually do our research, provide evidence for everything, and dedicate more time and energy to it. Also, I hate the
I don't do research. I'm just gonna be real with you. I do like 0% research. I just react to the people who do the research. So if I get anything wrong, it's their fault. It's not my fault, it's their fault. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. If I say something stupid, it is on me. But it's not as stupid as Ludwig.
Implication. The implication here
at least I
is
can
that
admit
people are wrong about Hasan and the caller and didn't do their research about the situation.
I'm a fucking retard, man.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. All evidence proves otherwise, right? This is another classic case of Jellywig. All right, king of all jellyfish, ruler of Jellyfish Field, of course. Listen, he can.
If you go up to Hasan or Ludwig or any of these people, and you ask them if they think they are retarded, what do you think their response would be?
Do what he wants. If he doesn't want to talk about the situation, whatever. We already sort of know what his opinion is going to be. He's going to glaze Hasan. He's going to defend Hasan because he's basically his second dog, and he probably has the collar on right now, right? I feel like if you want to stay out of it, then just stay out of it. You don't need to disparage commentary channels and news channels and be like, oh, that was so toxic. It was the worst mistake of my life. I can't believe I ever did that. Come on, dude. You loved it at the second until it criticized your friend. Like, let's just be honest about it, all right? And we're actually doing a good thing. We're calling out evil pieces of shit like Hasan and the Goon Squad, all right? And you're not gonna gaslight anybody into thinking otherwise. Moving on to even more evidence surfacing.
Oh shit, I watched this. I saw this on X. Oh, this is so bad.
From the internet detectives,
okay.
Hasan hitting the zap button. Another suspicious clip has hit the timeline.
Did you compare this?
People are going through his 10,000 hours. Remember when he was like, oh, watch the 10,000 plus hours of content? Well, people are doing that now. And they are finding more and more stuff.
to the Japanese airport experience. Yeah, the Japanese airport experience is like everything works, everything is fast. Kaya, place.
Grabs the thing.
Get back there. What is this? Don't worry.
I mean that's 100% right. Maybe her being in frame
Bro, what the fuck, dude?
is like a new thing. I just don't really. Oh, there you go. Now
Like, still, I don't know, but whoa, bro. Especially with him making those noises as he's reaching, like he's like that's part of the punishment, whatever he's reaching for, and then she immediately reacts, dude.
He's in frame. He adjusted his position to put her in frame. Now this is useful information.
Yeah, here, drop
and cancer.
a lot of they got
Go even deeper. What they found is that Politico, over several years, has gotten $44,000 from USAID for subscriptions. Now, Politico.
Okay, switches. Okay, so he's got a different scene to get her in frame. All right. So that's obviously something.
He's doing this for the same reason presidents have dogs, because it looks good. People like dogs, and it makes you seem compassionate. It makes it seem like you have a companion that you're nice to. Like you're nice to animals and pets. And you're just like everybody else who has a dog. That's exactly why he even has the dog in the first place.
That is like on his mind.
Right, so you're telling me there just happens to be another clip of Hasan reaching over when the dog moves from its place, and apparently Hasan is just using the force or something to send a invisible signal and the dog responds, right? I don't know, man. It seems like anytime your dog moves from its place, you reach over, you press a button, and it's back to where it was. And before he could claim it was a like vibration collar or something like that, but he already lied and said that he wasn't even pressing a remote or anything. He said he was reaching for a Zin. Also, about the
Every time his dog gets punished, he reaches for his Zin.
second part there, Hutch is completely right. He uses his dog as a living prop. It is disgusting and absolutely deplorable. He has a full freaking setting for it. This man bought a designer dog to sit there for 10 hours a day, and if he dares move, he cooks it. He absolutely cooks it. And it's just so Hasan-pilled, because this situation is sort of a summary of everything Hasan is, right? Okay, well, maybe not everything, okay? I guess it doesn't cover the terrorist support, but it does cover his sort of ultimate champagne socialist attitude, right? Where he buys a dog and uses it as a prop. Absolute psychopath. And he's so desperate to sort of show off this dog to the world, right? You could have just bought a big stuffed toy there, right? And it would have the same effect, but apparently he just needs to a living creature here. The memes keep flowing. We got this one here. We got a RuneScape one. We got a Slay the Spire meme, Pokemon. We got Israel-Palestine flags, and you know this has gotta piss Hasan off the absolute most here. Bro, it gets worse and worse. He comes off so annoyed at her not instantaneously going back to her spot. How Kaya looks at the end of every stream. Diabolical. He is not beating the allegations. Moving.
But guys, I'm working. Well, I gotta take care of my dog while I'm working. No, you don't. Nobody else does. You could literally, you were talking about your mom spoils your dog, leave your dog with your mom. And don't have the dog on stream. You can't do that because the dog is a prop.
Got Hasan going after Ethan implies that Ethan Klein necked his dog with a retweet. We got this unemployed loser Hasan fan, Gato. Ethan Klein tried to blame the vet for failing to explain to him that you couldn't give a Yorkie handfuls of pre-shredded cheese with every single meal. This man necked his dog by feeding it too
Man, I'm covering this one for a long time, I guess.
much cheese.
We still got more videos to go over.
Look, I know me and Hasan don't like each other, but put it mildly, the decision to retweet this is freaking disgusting. We got Hasan retweet here. I mean, just classic, dude. He prefers not to say this type of stuff himself because it's completely unhinged, and he'd rather just retweet somebody else saying it. Right, so then Hutch calls Hasan a psychopath. Thinks that Hasan is acting in a psychopathic manner by attempting to redirect criticism towards Ethan and his dog. The fact that it's so comically obvious to anyone outside of Hasan's community that he is lying about the color incident makes stuff like...
I think Hasan's community knows he's lying. Either that or they really are that retarded, but I don't think so. I think they know that he's lying and they don't care and they're willing to lie with him.
Redirecting the accusation of dog mistreatment to his enemies come across as kind of psychopathic,
Kinda.
scanning creators is never a great idea because you'll find a way to avoid the only logical response, understanding that nothing about the incident or his explanation makes even a tiny bit of sense. But to admit it would be to acknowledge that Hasan freaking sucks, lol. And that is something they can never do. And that's why I always say, don't ever, attach yourself completely to a creator. You don't know these people, and never ingratiate yourself into a cult. Make sure to think for yourself always. I wish I could love
Think for yourself, don't be sheep.
anything as much as Hasan loves torching his dog. Moving on to Asmongold's response to all the new clips.
The implication is that Hasan looks over and he's looking off camera. He's like, what is this? He reaches over, relatively the same spot that he reached in before, and then something happens, something is pressed, and then the dog immediately responds, and then it repositions itself again.
Everything is fast. Kaya, place.
Grabs the thing.
He made an electric noise with his mouth. He made the same noise that a shot caller would make.
Back there.
In the same place.
I mean, that's 100% right.
Everything works. Everything is fast. Kaya.
I wonder how a lot of these weird orbiters that keep defending Hasan no matter what, I wonder how they're gonna spend 3 clips. At this point, there's 3 of them.
I know. There might
There's more. I guarantee you there's more.
haters are causing me to be more reactive to my dog. I already let her do
He just looks at her. She knows, bro.
I already let her do whatever she wants now. See, this is how it works, okay? She expands on the readily available confines.
Some guy in chat.
The readily available confines is a 4x9. Is it even that? 4x6, whatever it is. I don't know. 3x6? Fuck, I don't know. That's a tiny space.
So over.
It's over? Must be a Pegasus fan right there. Although, I don't know what the hell you're doing in a Hasan chat. Get the frick out of there ASAP. You're gonna catch the stupid, of course, right? But I think this situation has truly revealed just how out of touch with reality Hasan and his orbiters are, right? Because in previous situations, you could blur the lines of things using politics or ambiguity or sort of different perspectives, nuance, or I'm looking at it through this perspective. This situation is completely apolitical. It is cut and dry, completely clear what happened, yet you will still see all
Yeah,
of
this is like the political versus the apolitical. It's like the cultists versus the non-cultists.
the orbiters. Every single one of them deny reality because they are not interested in the truth. They were never interested in the truth, right?
True.
And no matter what happens, they will always and always support their side. It is a cult. The poor dog is literally afraid of him. The dog looks so miserable. Free Kaya from Palpatine. Execute Order 66. I didn't know it was possible for a dog to look depressed, but here we are. Look what they made me do. Classic abusive personality. I mean, dude, it would be hilarious if he blamed this on a person, but the fact that he's blaming it on the internet, somebody who's not even there, it's crazy. The dog will try to have free will, shock it until it learns. Anissa, as she is a professional dog trainer, obviously, trained iDubbbz perfectly, literally zapped all his brain cells. On a separate occasion, you can see Hasan reaching for the shock button because Kaya was sitting in an uncute way. She immediately responds as soon as he reaches over, exactly the same as the original clip. He loses his train of thought and has to restart his sentence.
A commemorative mug I got from England. Commemorative mug I got from England specifically for...
Wait, I didn't even realize. She wasn't even off of the bed that time. It was because she was not sitting in a perfect, pretty way as a prop for the stream. So that in that particular clip, it is so much worse because she doesn't even...
I don't know, man. I really do think he shocked his dog. I'm starting to think it. Because that one, like, he keeps reaching over, same spot, having the same face. Dog immediately reacts. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, but I also didn't really care. Because, you know, Hasan Piker. But like, dude, that really does seem like he used a shock collar.
Get off the bed. She doesn't even put a paw off the bed. She was in a specific part of the bed, and that wasn't enough. He needed her to be on the other part of the bed. That is diabolical, bro. This man's an actual supervillain. The guy who complains about Gaza being a prison.
Like every time he's like,
By the way, Gaza Strip restricted zone, no Gazans allowed. Moving on to Kadrill's reaction. Kadrill is a very popular League streamer and coach of the team Los Ratones. Kadrill shares his thoughts on Collargate.
Because regardless of whether it's a shock collar or not, if your dog is like fucking screeching, don't you just check on your dog? Isn't that like a human thing to do? Check if your dog's okay.
well, that is assuming that Hasan actually is human and has a heart.
You don't just like, if my fucking pet is like screaming in pain, I don't just say shut the fuck up and then move on. I go check on it. That I feel like that's the one thing where I'm like, bro, that's the fucked up part. Everyone's talking about the collar, but bro, what about a bit of like compassion, you know?
No, people are still talking about that too. People are talking about all of everything all around.
Well, I have some bad news for you, Kadrill. Looks like you're a Nazi now. Now, I don't make the rules. Hasan obviously does. I mean, to be fair, he's a League player. Probably that's a couple tiers worse than Nazi, let's be honest. But you kind of know you're cooked when random people from every single genre are coming out to shit on you, right? This guy is a League streamer. He's not involved in any like drama thing at all, but people are asking his opinion about this as well. Almost like it's a universal common sense take to treat your dog well, right? And people are justifiably angry about it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a ton of shit from Hasan fans. That's just how it works. Apparently there's this one person who got bullied off of Twitter and to delete their tweets as well because Hasan fans were harassing her, but that's just how it goes. Moving on to another streamer named Sasha defending Hasan. I have no idea where these people come from. They crawl out of the sewer.
Okay, that's the clip that everybody went crazy over. But when I say crazy, I mean it went crazy. Full on Islamophobia, people coming out of the woodworks, calling him the F word, going completely insane, saying he was yelling at it.
What F word? What F word? Are you talking about? Is that the F word you're talking about? Because that's what he's acting like. That's what he's being. He is a massive, huge fucking...
His dog. I mean, this is like, isn't this how he always sounds? So, if your dog yelps like that, I'm running over to ask if it's okay. Well, I think this is a really good teaching moment for animal owners. Did you know in most basic training guides that...
Why does everybody keep saying like, oh, did you know basic training? Basic training. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
They say if your animal yelps like this, you are not supposed to pay attention to it. Yeah, you're not supposed to tend to the animal because then it associates that shock or that pain.
Oh, that shock. Oh, she said it.
With the validation of human attention. So unless you're...
So what, you want your dog to be hurt and just shut the fuck up about it? What is this chick saying?
Animal is severely injured.
You don't want your dog to show you that she's in pain? Okay.
Where you need to tend to it and get it help. If it's something like this, that's a quick yelp, you're supposed to let it be and not engage too much.
Where does it say that, by the way? She's not going to show the evidence of that. She's just going to fucking say it. Like, out of nowhere. Show me the evidence. And also, I don't give a shit.
Right, so it's classic response, buzzword something, buzzword phobia, nice one. Also, did she just admit it's a shock collar? She did say shock right there, right? So, I mean, thanks for supporting our side, I guess. I mean, her argument is that he shocked the dog and it cried as well, but it's okay, guys. But it's okay because What you should actually be doing is when your dog cries and yelps out in pain, you should ignore that, right? That's the good thing to do. You should just let your dog suffer and make sure you know that you're a piece of shit and treat it like absolute trash, right? Don't be compassionate like a regular person. Be evil. What a great defense. I love that these people are all on Hasan's side. It's amazing, right? Can somebody tell me, is there like a special place in the universe where these idiots just spawn and they just
I have a thought. I think I know where these people are coming from.
shit out these like horrible takes over and over and over again? The Hasan defense squad is in full force here, dude. Oh my god. Now quit.
Yeah, I think I know where they're coming from. And where they come from, it is nothing but fire and pain. And there is full separation from God. Well, that took a long time. Let's get into the next story. Philip DeFranco runs defense for Hasan after dog abuse scandal. Okay. I used to watch this guy all the time, and then around when COVID hit, I stopped watching him. I started losing respect for him because basically it was saying people like me deserved prison because we were going to kill grandma, and he was basically just saying all of the COVID talking points from all the disgusting evil people that were trying to lock us down and take control and shut down all of the small businesses, but kept the corporations open because they were essential businesses. And then basically said everyone who didn't get the vaccine was evil, you know, all the things. He was doing it, he was saying it. So I lost complete respect for him. And ever since then, it's been getting worse and worse and worse.
You know what really bothers me is I used to watch Phil DeFranco and like
so many people.
This guy was a beacon of hope in just entertainment for individuals to start up their own brand and speak to a camera professionally.
He was one of my influences to start doing YouTube. Like, what the fuck, man?
Back when I started YouTube, I watched him and I tried to learn from him how he communicated and spoke through the camera to people and felt like he was creating a bond with people. I was like, damn, there's a lot to learn from this guy. He's great. He's very smart. And he's pretty base. I don't know what the hell happened, but holy shit, this guy hit the woke train and
money, probably. I think it was probably money. I think he was taking money. Taking funny money.
Every branch on the way down from it. Just go with it. Yeet says, Philip DeFranco reached out to Hasan for comment. He denied all allegations. So what does Philip do? Time to play defense for Hasan. Here we go. This is cringe. If you have not seen this yet, I don't know what the hell happened to this guy, but this is not the Philip DeFranco that I remember.
As far as Hasan's response here, I actually reached out for a comment and reaction. Brains with that, he called this one of the most insane brigades he's ever seen. Then adding, I rewatched the video and I totally get why people are angry.
I don't know, just off the fact that he's calling it a brigade, like a hate campaign, that kind of stuff that these lefty lunatics always do. I don't know if Philip DeFranco is really that dumb and is just excited that Hasan is talking to him. So he just wants to run defense for him because Hasan's popular. Or two, if Philip DeFranco just believes this, he's like, yeah, this is what it is. This is the problem. Yep, I got you, bro. People misunderstand you.
Yeah, I don't think Philip DeFranco knows anything about this situation. Doesn't know anything about the history of this. He probably thinks that everybody's always got a hate campaign against this guy, and this is just another one of those.
I've instantly gone over to check on her. I was in full panic mode over the internet going out and the stream crashing, and I take total accountability for that. Hasan then also talking about...
So he said that he should have instantly gone over and checked on her. But the chick that we just saw that was running defense said that you should not be doing that. Which is it? Which is it? Which is it?
About the allegations around the collar, as well as the allegations that he shocked the dog regarding the collar.
Nothing makes any fucking sense, dude. This whole thing doesn't make sense. And like all the defense of it, a bunch of people that are defending and saying things that were the opposite of what Hasan said. Like, it's so crazy.
He said, I have a bunch of different collars for her, including a vibrating collar for communicating with her over long distance when she's at the park, etc. Saying she was professionally trained to be off leash. That collar can't actually shock her. Adding, I didn't press anything. I didn't have any remote or anything with me. In the regard,
It doesn't seem like that. I don't think Philly D did his research, because we've got multiple clips where he reached for something in the exact same way, made a face, and was mad at the dog, and the dog reacted without him even really saying anything.
So he's straight up lying, as we all know, because he clearly reached forward, pressed a button on what's been proven to be a shock collar that made his dog yelp and jump backwards when he was pissed.
Multiple times at this point, multiple times it happened.
And Philip DeFranco just reads this out like it's normal, and this is the truth. This is the fact. This is Hasan's
Hasan said it, so it's true.
side. There's always two sides to every story, guys. And yeah, apparently this side, Philip DeFranco thinks nobody's heard before, and this is the truth. What?
Actually shock her. Adding, I didn't press anything. I didn't have any remote or anything with me. And then regarding his dog yelping, he said, I don't know what happened, but I assume it was her clipping her dew nail on the corner while following the place command, but I get why it looks horrible to a person.
Is he going to show the flip side, what everybody's saying? Or is he just going to run defense the whole time? Is he going to just be like, this is what Hasan said about this situation? Here's what everybody else is saying. No, is he not going to do that? So far, he's not.
Person who's seeing this interaction for the first time. And then regarding people saying, the dog's just there in the background, or maybe even the dog is forced to be there. He said, Kaya is an incredibly well-trained dog and super well.
Okay, he's showing Hasan defending himself, but he's not showing all the people and what they're saying. What is going on here, dude? It's obvious.
Taken care of. She gets 2 hours of activity in the morning at the park, and then another.
Phil, what say you for Kaya being
in quotes? And this is the story.
Forced to sit there for 4.5 hours. What's your take on that, Philip? What if Kaya has to go to the bathroom and she's being shocked to sit down? What even is this? This guy, talk about losing credibility. I know Philip DeFranco has fallen far over the years, but dude, there's no coming back from defending this dude for this. There's no coming back from this.
Hour-long walk in the afternoon with my mom. With Hasan then adding, her place command is there, so she doesn't lay on the hard ground and hurt her joints as a big dog, but she is free to do whatever. Saying people have been.
She's free to do whatever, except for when I stream for 4.5 hours and I yell at my dog to get the ass back on the couch again.
Sequencing minor infractions to make up their own insane narrative.
Sequencing minor infractions. Sequencing. We played the unedited 4.5 hour clip sped through in super fast time yesterday. It was not.
You guys, if you're at this point in the video, you saw that this is a thing that he does often.
Sequenced. It was not cut out of context. It was his stream that he forced his dog to be in the background the entire time.
Is about this.
Man, I am covering up Smash JT. Damn. There, he's back in frame again.
And adding, anyone that knows me or has been around me can vouch for how I spend every waking moment with my dog and how much I love her and take care of her. But ultimately, that's where we are as a son.
But ultimately, that's where we are. No, you piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
Dude, that's so fucking disgusting. That is not where we are. That is not where we were even when you made this video, dude. Come on. Where's everybody that was against him? Who all's against him? Philly? Who's all the people that are saying this? It's just random weirdos online? It's not. Well, I'm sure that this situation is going to get much, much worse. So let's move on to weird AI jobs are here. Everything's falling apart. They're taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs. We used to be worried about the Mexicans, and now we're worried about the robots taking our jobs. And here we are.
Yeah, so the weird AI jobs are here. This one just wants you to make a digital clone of the vice president, vibe coder in residence at Gen AI Tech EA.
Okay.
Let's come down and let's see what you do. You shadow their vice president and you capture every friction point in real time. You become the vice president's digital twin brain, turning everything that can be done into an AI agent. In the first 30 days, you'll pair shadow meetings, teams, doc reviews, ship micro agents that cut repetitive tasks. In the second month, you'll be scaling. You'll be chaining those AI agents together. You'll be calendar optimizing calls. You'll instrument with telemetry. You'll cut human touch points by 25%. See, that's the thing with these AI vibe coding jobs, is that you're a human touch point. So at what point are you just going to be eliminating your own job here? You'll build a microsite, Tech Radar, that maps the vice president's deep research notes into visible tech trends. In your third month, you'll take the
like, at what point are we just creating jobs for AI to take over to help create jobs for AI to take over? And then we're just like hiring people to pour water into a glass over and over again. I feel like that's what a lot of these AI jobs are turning into.
Test agents as internal templates, and you'll make a public demo, and you're going to do that for big media drops. After that, you'll be making a digital twin and have different variants of the vice president as needed. I mean, is this the part where they just automate you out of the job? And you'll have to have a metrics or it didn't happen dashboard, the latency, adoption, and minutes saved by every AI agent that you make. So if that...
It's going to be funny when we start getting, like, the CEOs that are running the AI programs, they're going to start getting replaced with AI, and we're just going to have AI CEOs making AI so they can run systems that use AI. And it's just like, what is going on? What are we doing?
Meeting could have been an email. There better be an AI agent for it if you're taking this job. Now, if you don't know what an AI agent is, and the difference between that and ChatGPT is an agent is just ChatGPT with a personality and a specific purpose. Now, your must-haves if you want to work this position is you need a track record of shipping. You have to be comfortable pair programming in a fast-moving executive environment, an egoless outcome-obsessed environment. Yeah, that's why we're making an AI agent clone of the vice president. Now, they also want you to be a prior startup founding engineer, and it doesn't matter if that startup succeeded or not. And these are the success metrics to know if you'll have a job, I guess, or not. So you'll have 5 AI production agents ready and automating the vice president's tasks within the first 30 days. And then you'll have a 30% reduction in the vice president's calendar load by day 90. With all of those AI agents that you'll be whipping up. And then they want you to have demos about how cool this is. To even apply to this job, you have to skip the resume. They don't even want it. They want you to ship a working ChatGPT agent that summarizes the job description and drafts your intro in the VP's voice. So you have to go creep on the VP, post it.
So basically they're like, hey, send us your AI so we can decide on whether or not we're going to steal it. Because we're going to take all of the rights to your AI and we're going to kick you out and replace you with it so I can eventually replace myself with it. And then we're just going to have an AI company that's building AI, that's using AI, and we're going to have AI customers. It's what the fuck, man.
To a public GitHub and include a README with your architecture choices. And then you have to live hack a set of problems and you have to live code with the vice president.
What are we going to do when AI is everywhere, yet it has no purpose? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to start creating a purpose. And that's how we get Terminator.
I'm really proud to introduce Paul Golding, sorry.
I guess this is the guy that you follow around?
AI movement, the new models that allow us to do a lot more with language, which sits at the heart of any complex process.
Now here's another one, founding engineer or expert level vibe coder. But when you look at the must-haves down here, it says 4+ years of software engineering experience. So they're looking for a software engineer. I mean, okay. So they're willing to pay someone $30 to $200 an hour, and except that compensation will be deferred for the first 1 to 2 months or whenever we get money. There's also founders equity offered and potential for cash compensation after we get money. So they want someone who can build core features of an AI filmmaking engine with a whole bunch of AI video tools. Want you to be a visual storyteller as well, and you can work directly with the founder. Wow.
And they're going to be tracking how you're doing all of this, what you're using, in what ways, and then they're going to plug that into their AI, and they're going to copy you and all of the work that you're doing, and then you will no longer be needed.
And they already have major clients in the pipeline. Again, that's $30 to $200 an hour, so, whenever they get money. And by the way, if you're wondering the location, this would be the office that you work at. I'm pretty sure this is what they list right here, because Indeed added this new feature where you can estimate your commute if you put in your address. And this is where it says you'll get to go. So $30 to $200 an hour, founding engineer, expert level vibe coder. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but something seems maybe a little off about this. Now there's also this vibe growth marketer, and this one is a research lab, and they're building AI humans. How long until you just make an AI human of this job position, and then they don't need you anymore? Imagine a therapist anyone can afford, a personal trainer that adapts to your schedule. You could just go to ChatGPT and ask it to take on that personality and do those things, and it will. Just tell it to be whatever role you want it to be, with whatever viewpoint, whatever personality. You know this was all written with AI too, because it's just so cringe now. A rapid prototyper builds and ships faster than most teams draft their briefs. You'll leverage AI.
Nobody talks like that, dude. That is 1,000%. Everything's generated with AI. Holy shit. Like, they're going to replace themselves with AI, and they're only going to run so that they could operate for other AI. Eventually, we're going to start making movies so AI can watch the movies.
Large language models, no-code platforms, and rapid automation to swiftly unlock growth opportunities. Okay.
We're going to start using AI to review movies instead of reviewing them ourselves.
A whole bunch of AI slop.
The AI says the AI-generated movie is AI, and it's good.
Connect it to APIs, webhooks, act as a multiplier internally, so automate stuff at work. Think like a growth marketer, but ship like a hacker. Now we have this other AI agentic experience design director. So the TLDR for that, parts where the company can replace other people with AI agents to do their job now, you'll be the person giving those AI agents a nice personality that the customers can work with. Fun. And then down here, a hands-on mindset with comfort using light coding, prototyping, vibe coding as they call it, to validate ideas. Requires a bachelor's related to human-centered design or product service design, efficiency in Microsoft Suite. But basically, they want you to be able to make these AI agents as realistic as possible. And it's
Yep, and they're gonna just they're gonna replace each other. They're gonna replace themselves. The companies are gonna be replaced. And then they're even gonna replace the consumer with AI. And then the consumer is gonna be AI. We're getting into some really weird territory, man. Dude, humanity is so fucked when it comes to like how many people online are lying. From that last video that we watched with Hasan Piker, and then like the Philip DeFranco thing, everybody's lying, and it's just like all the content sucks and everybody's getting replaced with AI. Dude, you know what? Sure, I'll just pull away from society. I've been doing that. I'm just going to pull away even more as this gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm completely 1,000% fine with it. There was a fly trying to attack me. I'm fine with it. Not perfectly. Let's replace all these flies with AI. There's so many of them in here.
I remember growing up thinking that brainwashing and mind control was just something you see in...
We're going to be using the AI to brainwash people. And we're even going to brainwash the AI with AI.
Comic books and cartoons. But now I know it's a very real thing that you can see happening daily in this country.
Yeah, with the first video that we watched right here with the Hasan Piker orbiters and fans and defenders, and I'm going insane.
Now, the big thing I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about a lot here. There's going to be a bunch of blabbering here and drool coming out of my mouth as I'm spitting, because I'm about to be getting pretty passionate.
He's spitting and shitting.
The big focus is on the huge crypto collapse from yesterday.
Saw that.
And
the money's going to be going away very soon too, because it's all going to be taken over by AI. And AI is going to decide whether or not you deserve money.
Suspicious, very lucky trader who was able to cash out $190 million off of it because they were shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before and all the way up until a minute before Trump's Truth Social post announcing the massive tariffs on China, which crashed the entire market. And then 30 minutes later, they cash out $190 million. It seems like they might have known something, but that can't be, right? That would be corruption.
No.
And this administration doesn't engage in that kind of nefarious...
No, you don't say. Not the Trump administration. No.
...this activity. except for all the previous times that this exact same thing has happened with Trump announcing things on Truth Social that people close to him that suckle his fucking teats must have had insider knowledge on because they're able to cash out millions upon millions of dollars because of his rinse and repeat cycle of threatening tariffs, backing off tariffs, postponing tariffs, just fluctuating the market up and down. Yet people in his inner circle must be privy to this knowledge because they are making absolute bullseye trades based on that before it becomes public. So this isn't really anything new, it's just the most egregious instance because you can literally see it. This account opens and starts shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before this announcement and then a minute before the Truth Social post goes live. Like, it's unbelievable. And if you're a MAGA cultist, it actually is unbelievable. They refuse to believe it. They refuse to accept the very real reality that they are getting fucking hosed. Trump and Trump's family's net worth has exploded since becoming president. How do you defend that? Well, I'll tell you how. Because they say Trump is such a benevolent saint, he actually doesn't even keep his salary from being president. Wow, that's how much he cares about the American people.
Well, probably because it's just such a minute amount of money that it really doesn't matter if he takes it or not. It just looks better if he doesn't.
You fucking delusional homunculus. The presidential salary is actual peanuts. It's literal fucking used condoms in the grand scheme of how much money him and his family are making throughout his presidency. When he was being fucking sworn in, he was still launching up to 168 new products. And that doesn't even include things like his cologne that he launched, you know, the fucking Trump Gooch galore smell, the Trump watches, the Trump phone and shit like that. So that
Trump
has only
shoes.
increased the amount of things that he is hawking to the American people to buy solely to enrich himself and his family, his fucking meme coin and all of that. His family is going ballistic in terms of how much money they are making off of his presidency. They're not even hiding it. They are just constantly making money.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else did it too. Like, what are you going to do about it is really what they're going to tell you. Like, if you ask them behind closed doors straight to their face, they're gonna be like, so fucking what? What are you gonna do about it? And they're right. Nobody's gonna do anything about it because everybody's doing this. Everybody who's in the government is stealing money, shorting money. They have insider information. It happens all over, everywhere.
Off of you as you suffer and get less and less money, they get more and more. They are taking the pizza and not even leaving you bits and pieces, morsels of the crust. It's sad, and yet people love it. They will accept it with a fucking smile on their face and say, please, give me some more. I've got more holes for you to fill. Please, come in here. I'm waiting. It's just absurd. They don't even stick to a single belief anymore. Like the Epstein files, I know I have made a lot of content on in the past, so I'm not going to regurgitate that. But the Epstein files are a really good example of how they really cared about the Epstein files, and they were really upset at the failure of Joe Biden to release them in that administration.
Whoa, I'm gonna stop you there, Charlie. Pam Bondi never had the Epstein files. What are you talking about? She never had them. She wasn't on her desk or nothing. She said it the other day. Never had them.
And so they were hyping up Trump about all of his promises to release those Epstein files, which he has still not done and still actively just like discounts, and the entire administration denying the existence of now.
Yeah.
The same group.
They're denying the existence of them, Charlie. Obviously, they were never real. How is that their fault if it never existed?
People that was so excited for Trump to follow through on that promise is now like, oh, he didn't break any promises. In fact, it's just not even important. That's why he's not doing it. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares about the Epstein files? We have so many bigger things to worry about. Like what the next product we're going to have to buy from Trump is.
Yeah. Charlie is actually right about this. That is one of the biggest issues that I care about. It is the Epstein stuff and abortion. Those are my two biggest issues. Pretty much nothing else matters to me. Like, I don't give a shit about the whole Gaza thing with Israel. That's completely lost on me. That's over there. That's not here.
Like, they're just now saying it doesn't matter. We don't care. We actually don't want this information. Actually,
you're actually a bad person if you want the Epstein files to come out. You're still talking about that?
Believe everything they're saying now. Yeah, it definitely doesn't exist. Yeah, actually, Maxwell's probably innocent too. But again, I've already talked about that a lot. Let's talk about some other stuff. The COVID vaccine. Trump just got a COVID booster, not a conspiracy. Just out in the open, signed, documented, stamped. It is legitimate. Trump just got a COVID booster. And this administration has constantly played into the MAGA fear of the jab. That was one of the big things with MAGA is like...
I don't think that Trump actually did that, except for the fact that he was right about it not being tested and they were basically using people as guinea pigs. But everybody in his administration was all about it. And what was that? Project Warp Speed? He was behind that. He was behind that, trying to get the COVID vaccine as fast as possible. Like, I think he didn't do very much research on this one. We'll see what he says about that. But also, like, yeah, everybody else in the Trump administration was totally against it. Especially the guy who's currently at the head of MAHA.
How this is, contaminating us, poisoning us. They're trying to kill us with the jab. And now Trump just got the vaccine booster, and those same people, like Gunther Dickelman, are now applauding him for it. Sucking a fucking fart.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I ain't getting that. I ain't getting that from either administration that was running through all the vaccine bullshit. No, thank you.
Out of his butt for it, giving him a full rim job like, yes, the president's healthy, this is great news. Meanwhile, only a few months ago, a big talking point from him and so many others is the COVID vaccine and the evil of it. But now that Trump got the vaccine booster...
Yeah, it's funny. I'm going to see a bunch of leftists being like, I'm not taking this. And then we get to call them anti-vaxxers. That's going to be pretty funny.
Well, now they love it. Well, now it's great. Actually, Trump probably got the vaccine booster because he's going to immediately give all of us herd immunity. He is using himself as a selfless sacrifice with the jab, so that way his aura of being immune to COVID will help infiltrate all of us via osmosis. So now we're all immune to COVID thanks to Trump getting the COVID vaccine booster. Or some crazy shit, maybe. That one I'm just spitballing, but I'm trying to find ways they'll mental gymnastics around it. But the sad reality is they're not even going to bother trying. They're just going to be like Gunther here and just be like the good little NPC drone that's like, anything Trump does is great. Can't wait to swallow more Trump meat. Even though it goes completely against all of the things he was talking about.
Like, well, his thing is better. All of that other bullshit, that was bullshit. My thing is not bullshit.
So many people that were talking about the jab and how evil it is and all of that are now celebrating that Trump got it. It's just so obvious. It's so blatant. Like fucking cat turd. I don't think I've seen anything from him on Trump getting the jab here. Just radio silence, just crickets. It's just ignore things that make you have to think. That is the cult mentality of MAGA. Anything Trump does is perfect. Anything that makes me think that maybe there's something else there, I shut out. I plug my ears to. It is fucking horrifying.
Well, there's probably something else to the story, Charlie, that you're missing.
Trump is now building a Qatari Air Force base in Idaho.
Yeah, that should not be. That should not be allowed. Once again, we should be worrying about our people here, not people over there. And that's another thing that he was all about. And like, I'm not anti-Trump or anything, but I'm also not pro-Trump. You know why? Because I'm an anarchist, and I think this whole government system that we got going is bullshit. I think every government system is bullshit. I think we should definitely have a government, and I think we probably have the best government ever, even now, better than everybody else. I think our government is better than ever before, but in some places it's not. But we should implement some anarchist ideals, and this, like, we need to pull some things down. We need to unravel a little bit, you know? That's the way I'm an anarchist. I don't want full anarchy. That'd be fucking bad. I don't know what you'd call a guy like me, because I'm not exactly an anarchist, because I'm not like anti-government. I'm just anti-government doing things.
Trump has accepted a huge $400 million Wumbo Turbo Superstar jet.
Hey, money talks, I guess.
From Qatar. It's a crazy gift. That's one hell of a donation there. I don't want to toss the B word around too lightly here, the bribe. nomenclature, but I mean, definitely smells a little fishy over here with that, especially in regards to what came soon after. He then signed a $5.5 billion deal with Qatar for a Trump golf course. Yippee, that's great for the American people. More Trump wealth that he accumulates.
Yep. Yeah, we need another Trump golf course that we'll never be a part of, and it's just for rich people.
Through this deal. And now he is putting a Qatar Air Force base on our homeland soil. America first, right? Yeah, it's really America first thinking right there. Yeah, and then I've already seen the cope about how actually no, this is a joint training procedure.
Yeah, it's not make America great again. It's make rich people more rich again.
This is something that we do all the time, actually. And I saw JD, My Chemical Romance Vance, talking today about like how it's actually just all fake news and stuff. Even though they have literally verbatim point blank said exactly what this deal is, and he is just denying that. So not even the administration is in agreement on their talking points right now. It's a fucking mess. And still, people are so brainwashed and mind controlled that they'll just accept it and be like, this is great. This is America first, actually, to put this Qatar Air Force base.
Dude, I'm gonna get so much hate, probably from people that like me, or did like me. And, like, if you want to hate me because of my views on politics, then go right ahead, man. You know what that makes you?
In Idaho. That's actually exactly what I wanted. And then Trump always finds a way to surprise me with some crazy schizo posting late at night. So his most recent one...
I like the late night posts, honestly. I think they're really funny. And I think it's funny, even if they're serious, just the fact that they just happen at like 12 a.m., 2 a.m.
Is, the Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam! Do something! President DJT.
Honestly, I think it's probably more than that. And I think there's probably other organizations, not just the FBI involved. And not even like directly in the crowd, I think just involved all around it. And I don't think that it was left wing exactly that was behind it. I think there was some kind of weird cabal, but I have no real proof of that. There's some evidence that points toward it. I'm not going to show it because that's going to take up too much time. And I'm a fucking idiot, so don't believe me on that.
There is so much wrong with that. I think he forgot to take his suppositories because holy shit, Trump was president on January 6th. Biden did not control the FBI. But you know what? Let's play ball here and dive into a fucking fever dream, a fantasy. Let's say Joseph Biden set down his ice cream, cracked his knuckles, and assumed direct control of the FBI on January 6th. And
well, okay, I'm gonna push back a little bit on this one. They were preparing for Biden to be president because he had won. He won. So I'm gonna push back a little bit on that. But yeah, I guess you're technically right that president was Trump at the point, but they were preparing for Biden. They pushed Biden in.
Placed all of these agents in here just as Trump says. Well, why don't you do something about it? You are the president.
He tried, actually. Okay, you probably shouldn't have brought up January 6th. I know a lot about January 6th. He tried. He tried to call in the National Guard, and you know who stopped him? It was Nancy Pelosi.
Who are you asking to do something? God? Batman? Like, who are you trying to call? Who are you trying to summon to do something? You are the president. So if this is real, why aren't you doing anything? This is a classic President DJT maneuver here, the entire administration really, where they're like, all these crimes from the Democrats, all of these absolutely abhorrent, vile crimes that the Democrats have done. No more playing nice, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, I love that no more Mr. Nice Guy. We ain't playing around no more. And then he doesn't go all the way. He only goes half-assed. And then he backs down to like almost everything. And then the Epstein files thing. And it's just like, yeah, I want him to go harder with ICE. I want him to go harder with arresting people. But also, at the same time, I'm seeing a lot of regular people being arrested, a lot of workers being arrested, and a bunch of companies, a bunch of businesses that I know for a fact that are run by cartels, such as 2 strip clubs and a bunch of vape shops around my hometown run by cartels. Nothing's happening to them, but ICE is in those areas arresting people. And it's just crazy how that's happening.
We're showing our teeth, we're baring our fangs, and we're gonna get something done about it. And then nothing. It's all just posturing. It's all performative. It is a game, and they are playing you. They're praying.
Yeah, I really, like, I keep seeing all this good news that Trump is doing. I see all the bad news that Trump is doing. And on both sides, my life doesn't feel any different. Everything is still exactly the same. But I will say, I like Trump a million times more than I like Biden. I'll tell you that. But that whole greatest president of all time spiel, get the fuck out of here, man. He's not even in the top 50. Top 50. I meant to say 15. He's not even in the top 15.
Upon your gullibility and your your inclination to be afraid, to constantly keep you in fear, because when you are afraid and when you are convinced that the other side is doing all of these things to get you, you are so fucking easy to control. You're so malleable. That's why they're playing that shit in the airports now about how, like, the Democrats are Satan and all of that. If you have all of this overwhelming evidence that you claim to have about all of these crimes and all of this shit that the Democrats have done, why have you done nothing? You would be just as guilty in that case.
Yeah, why are they all still working? Why do they all still have jobs? Let's actually drain the swamp. 2 presidential terms, and I mean, we're still kind of at the beginning of this one, but, like, I still see all the same crazy evil people, and nothing's being done about them. Like, sure, the USAID thing, that got brought to light, but that was one thing.
What is the quote? The only thing it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing? Well, if you know that all of this evil is...
Okay, let's see. Let's see here. So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say Trump administration cut $60 billion. Well, he immediately spent $16 billion of it on a fucking airport for another country. Then we got another $5.5 billion going to that golf course. And it's just like, all of that money we saved, it's going to bullshit. What the fuck are we doing?
Is happening from the Democrats and you're doing nothing, you're just as guilty. Like, this is so clearly obvious to anyone that's thinking for more than 5 fucking seconds. And you don't even need to be thinking for 5 seconds to see this new Truth Social stinker here that he squeaked out as anything other than just a sham. Like, this should just be alarming into the mental decline of Trump. He was president on January 6th. He controlled the FBI. Not Biden. Biden was probably out riding his bike to a fucking twisty treat. I don't think he was down there as the puppet master.
I think he needs to get off this January 6th thing because I don't think he knows very much about it. The FBI is mostly independent, even though the president technically has control over them, but they act independently most of the time. And even when you have the FBI do things as the president, you got half of them pushing back. Over half. And you got people that are involved doing things behind the scenes. So it's just like that one's not really a good take.
They're pulling the strings, putting FBI agents in January 6th. It is so crazy, and yet people will just swallow it. They will swallow any.
But there also was FBI agents on January 6th that Trump did not put there.
Shit that Trump feeds them happily, even when they know it's something bad, like Ted Cruz saying that he got into Congress 13 years ago solely to represent the interests of Israel. He is an American politician who openly states that he...
Yeah, anybody who's not America first needs to get the fuck out, especially if they're saying that we have to put America first, and then they just don't.
He is here for Israel. That, again, like I said, feels treasonous.
Yeah, rich American friends first. And also Israel.
To me. And I imagine most people in a different time period would feel the same, but because of how tribalistic politics has become, if you're a big MAGA enthusiast, Trump supporter, you have to somehow just hand wave that and support it because that's what you're told you need to do. Even though anyone should be able to hear that and be concerned. Why does Israel have such a huge stranglehold on the American political landscape and such a massive say-so in how American companies do their business? And why do they even have like the ability to start making demands about what needs to be censored in regards to their atrocities on American platforms? It would be alarming to everyone if the political sphere wasn't just, I have to support everything from this side no matter what. It is fucking scary. Now, I do want to make a mention of something. It's not all horrible, awful news. There's actually a ceasefire going on right now, and I can only pray that it sticks. With Netanyahu, you never really fucking know. But I can only...
It's not gonna stick. For one, you got a whole bunch of people who are angry. It might not be Hamas that we'll be fighting against. There'll be somebody else rise up. Or maybe it will be Hamas again anyway, and then somebody else takes the reins. And it's going to be a bunch of people who were upset about the whole Gaza versus Israel thing in the first place, and they're still not done. And also, there's money to be made there, especially now that everything's destroyed, like pretty much leveled. There's lots of money to be made there. Trump has said it multiple times.
Only keep my fingers crossed and pray for the absolute best for the Palestinians and hope that going forward, the people of Gaza will no longer need to fear being massacred by Netanyahu's IDF. Now, I know I said at the beginning of the video, the focus of this was going to be on the crypto collapse and the super lucky guy that happened to make $190 million going against all rational thinking and against all the odds. Truly a miracle. But I couldn't help myself. This is just so preposterous. But now let's finally dive into the crypto collapse. CoffeeZilla made a video going over this. It's extremely well put together, so I'm going to be showing you some clips of that as we talk.
Yeah, I might. Okay, you're gonna go through it. I was gonna say I might have to go watch that real quick to get some clips, but no, if he's got the clips, then he's got the clips.
Talk about it.
I don't even know what this is. I think this is all legal, kind of. I don't think it should be, as you'll see.
Thing is, even if it wasn't legal, it wouldn't matter. There will be no justice pursued regardless, because I think it's pretty clear that whoever this is, they are part of Trump's inner circle of cronies, and they had this knowledge beforehand what was coming. And it doesn't take a genius to recognize that imposing these huge tariffs on China was going to have a huge effect on the market. So it was a pretty easy opportunity for them to short with that knowledge in mind and make an unbelievable amount of money. Again, if it is legal, it shouldn't be, like CoffeeZilla says, but even if it isn't legal, it won't matter, because they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, if you're in government, then you should not be allowed to invest in anything or short anything. It should just not be.
But the question is, what did this guy know? Okay, how did somebody make $190 million while everyone else was losing their shirts yesterday? If you don't know, there was one of the biggest crashes we've ever seen in crypto. And someone came in 24 hours before and started placing shorts against the market. Short is just when you bet that the underlying asset is going to go down in price and you will make money on that. Now, this all started October 9th. At 16:39 GMT time, they start accumulating this Bitcoin short.
So T-minus 24 hours until the rest of the world knows this information about the impending tariffs. They come in with $80 million that they start shorting Bitcoin with. That is not like a gamble or anything. That feels like they knew for sure something was going to happen. That is a crazy amount to come out of nowhere with to short Bitcoin.
Now, the amount is unusual, but that itself is not the unusual part. Then we have Ethereum starts to get shorted at 3:49 GMT. Interesting. $30 million gets deposited into this account. Immediately start placing major bets.
See, this is why I don't like money. I only use money as a tool. I do not want money. I want to get rid of the money because it is just absolutely fucking disgusting, dude.
That the market is going to go down. Why is this significant? Well, because at 14:57, this is only a few hours later, like 12 hours later, Trump posts on Truth Social that they are calculating a massive increase on Chinese tariffs.
We are actually creating real life oligarchs, not just like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Like this is real life oligarchs. Like Saudi Arabia, and that's probably why the Trump administration is such friends with Saudi Arabia, because they are trying to also be oligarchs.
Thanks. That's really lucky. This account comes out of nowhere, swinging huge numbers, slinging big time fucking doubloons here on these shorts, and then shortly after, well, it looks like something might be happening to the market here with these potential tariffs that they're calculating.
Where I think this goes from suspicious to downright
This shit right here is why I don't vote.
diabolical is the fact that at this point, the market dips a little bit because you have these threats of tariffs. But the person does not start closing out their shorts yet.
No, that's not weird. This trader's just got diamond hands. What? He's not going to close out his position based off of just that one tweet there. No, that wouldn't make any sense. He's just got
Dude, it absolutely fucking disgusting, man. Like, I'm not like a Trump hater or anything, but I do hate Trump. Just maybe not as much as some other people. It's just like everything with politics and government and billionaires is just disgusting, man. When you base everything on your life about more and more and more money, you're evil. That's all I gotta say about that.
strong pause to really grip onto his positions here.
Which I think is very interesting. If you place this huge short bet and then the president tweets something like this, you would think you would close out your order. But not only do they not do that, not only do they not close out their short, they continue to place short bets against Bitcoin. In fact, this person continues to short Bitcoin all the way up till 2049-23 GMT. Why is that significant, ladies and gentlemen? It's because 2049 is the last short he places, okay? 2050 GMT. A minute later, 1 minute later, Trump announces they're considering an 100% tariff on China, which of course tanks the market. And this person makes literally $190 billion in 24 hours.
Then over the course of the next half hour, they close out all of their shorts and they cash out big time. Jackpot. Wow, did they get lucky or what, huh? Man, I cannot believe the coinky-dink there. Shorting all the way up until 1 minute before Trump's tweet. Geez, some guys have all the luck. You would actually need to be the biggest fucking stupidest troglodyte on the planet to think that this was just like a lucky, you know, miracle trade here from...
I think whoever this is that did this needs to be exposed. I think people who move that kind of money, the public should be allowed to know about it and who did it. Because this is crazy. Like, that is enough money that you could take over a government. Maybe not the United States government, but a government, and a government that could influence other governments.
This individual. This is clearly someone that had information about what was coming.
By the way, that person made more than the amount of private wealth the United States has.
The speculation is that it's Barron Trump. There's a lot of people that are providing their loose evidence that it's Barron. Nothing's confirmed on who this is, and I don't think there will ever be confirmation on who this was. But
I think that there should be.
It doesn't take a galaxy brain 5-digit IQ genius to see this and recognize that the only way that something like this happens is if that person had prior knowledge of what was coming. There is no other explanation for it. So while everyone...
And it was probably more than one person. It was probably one person who did the deal, but more than one person involved.
Else lost tons of money. Some people lost everything. This crash was so colossal that some people took their own lives because of it. The only way that someone went totally against the grain all the way up until 1 minute before the fucking, you know, bomb dropped from Trump here is if they knew it was coming.
That is a pretty significant drop out of fucking nowhere. I think it's probably about to get worse, judging by this graph, how this looks very, very similar to this right here. I could see this going up and then bam, all the way back down to like right here. How much would this be? I don't even know, man. I don't even know how much would that be. I could see it dropping down to 60K again. Or even further than that. Probably it could be around here, like 42K. And then maybe it'll shoot back up way, 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 way up again. I don't know. I do not know. But it tends to follow a pattern. And it looks like it's like really, really not a pattern, but it totally is. It's just the patterns are bigger or smaller sometimes. But they definitely hold like very similar patterns. Like it goes up and then it goes down. And then it goes up and down and up and down and then down. And then it goes up and then down and then up and up. And then it's going to go down, down, down. I could feel it. I can feel it. But don't listen to me about financial stuff, man. I'm an idiot.
To cover this,
let's go and take a look at the dark future for humanity. And Elon Musk agrees for Matt Walsh on the quartering. The quartering's talking about it.
To cover this Matt Walsh thread, because he's sounding the alarm on something that I've been talking about too. And it's near and dear to my heart because I think it's going to directly affect not just me, but basically every single one of my viewers. It's why I resist, in most cases, in doing ads for certain products that utilize this technology. You know, sometimes I do them because you got to pay the bills, but I try to be really picky. And Matt Walsh put out a very interesting thread last night about the impending impact of AI. And a lot of Americans are falsely contributing AI to like AI's impact to the impact of the automobile or the impact.
Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. What did that say? What did that say? Mad Max director George Miller says AI is here to stay and change things. It's way more egalitarian and will make filmmaking available to anyone who has a calling to it. I disagree. I agree with this take up here.
Walsh put out a very interesting thread last night about the impending impact of AI. And a lot of Americans are falsely contributing AI to like AI's impact to the impact of the automobile or the impact of the personal computer. But the reality is it's far bigger than that. It's going to wipe out. I agree with Matt. Matt tweeted this.
I think AI is literally going to destroy all of the things that we've built up to this point. And I kind of don't care. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, there's so much in my backlog that I haven't seen or stuff that I'm totally cool with rewatching that I don't really care about the future. You know? I know where I'm going. And I know what's going to happen to this world, and it's just going to keep getting worse. So I don't know how I feel. I'm not going to use the AI. I'm not going to watch the AI slop, but I already don't watch the regular slop.
It's weird that we can all clearly see how AI is about to wipe out millions of jobs all at once. Destroy every
Yeah, you better start preparing yourself to move out in the woods and raise goat and sheep and chickens, because that's the only thing that you're going to have left that you're going to be able to do. Otherwise, you're probably going to starve because there's not going to be any jobs for you. And without jobs, there's no money. Unless we got universal basic income. But you know what's going to happen with the UBI? You're going to be eating the bugs and living in the pods.
Field make it impossible for us to discern reality from fiction and destroy human civilization as we know it. And yet not one single thing has been done to stop it. We aren't putting up any fight whatsoever. And I think this is how we ended up with Terminator 2. You know, like, I have feared AI since I knew its existence.
Yeah, I don't fear AI.
I have feared what it's going to do to society. It has, in fact, even changed the way I spend my money. You know,
I'm not of this world, so I just, like, it sucks. It does. It really does. It had a good run.
I was going to build a new studio, and I was going to do this. I've instead switched to basically saving my money. Now, if you're a plumber, construction, you're in the trades, you're going to be fine. If you're a computer programmer, you better start learning something.
You're going to be fine for now, But if society collapses, then there won't be a need for any of those people because nobody will be able to afford them.
Else. You know, if you're a graphic design person or a graphics editor, you better start learning something else. If you're a video editor, you better start learning something else. If you're an animator, you better start learning something else.
Unless you're capturing an audience of people who want to see something real from real people just because it's real people, even though it's not as good. Now, like me, I'm one of those people. I'm not going to watch AI slop, even if it's good. I'd rather watch somebody real who sucks.
I mean, there are a lot.
I mean, I'm watching The Quartering right now, and he's terrible.
Of jobs. If you're a mathematician, you know, if you're an accountant, a mathematician, you do any of this basic, it's not basic, any of this stuff, you're in trouble. Elon Musk replies to this as if he isn't contributing to it.
You're in trouble unless you create a culture of people who are after real things even when they are technically not as good.
Not sure what to do about it. I've been warning the world for ages. The best I can do now is try to make sure that at least one AI is truth-seeking and not...
Dude, oh, you should see in my next video when we talk about Grok being truth-seeking, completely lying about Pokemon, and completely adjusting itself to be in line with Nintendo. It was fucking crazy. So be sure to check out that next
super
video.
Woke nanny with an iron fist that wants to turn everyone into a diverse woman. Now, Elon's referring to Grok, which has at many times showed left-wing bias. But let me look at...
Like the Pokemon situation for me.
Elon Musk AI Rogan. Like, this was the video I talked about. Like, this is... Here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it. I don't care. Yeah, we're completely fucked. I'll be fine, though. Even when I leave this world, I'd know that I'm gonna be at the right hand of my creator. With my creator. As my creator. I got a PayPal link down there in the description or the comments, whichever one you look at first. You should totally donate to that PayPal because that goes to the farm, the Fables farm. That'd be amazing if you could do that for me. I'd love you forever. See you in the next one.